And I noticed that you're actually the only aktris yang ada di situ, maksudnya yang saya kenal gitu.
Terima kasih.
What is actually the main reason for you to take that job? Is that actually because you've already got that interest, you know, in helping the Rimba, orang Rimba sebelum Anda you were being offered for the job, atau memang karena reason lain? Okay. Second reason, karena you're actually representing Butet Manurung. Apakah ada value or anything that changed your life after you star Butet Manurung in that movie? Because me personally, as the audience, as the person who watched that movie, it was like terkejut dan juga feel sad a bit, okay, because of the condition of the education in that jungle, okay, and it definitely gives me lots of values and stuff like that. And Charlotte is the main actress. Thank you.
Oke, jawabnya bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris nih? Atau bahasa Rimba mungkin? Ya, jadi sebelum nanti help me translate ya. Sebelum saya main sebagai Butet Manurung, kebetulan saya juga mengajar di hulunya Sungai Cisadane. Itu ada satu kampung yang memang tidak tersentuh. Itu concern saya memang, maksudnya kita di Jakarta tinggal di hilir gitu kan, hilir sungai. Nah kita tuh selalu kebagian banjirnya, rusaknya, apesnya gitu. Tapi we always complain about it, like we have to know what it is. Daripada komplain terus, saya mau cari hulunya tuh di mana. Ternyata memang permasalahannya itu semua di hulu, di gunung itu. Semua lahan-lahan tuh udah dibabat buat real estate, di puncak-puncak segala macam gitu kan. Dan juga ada pengerukan pasir ilegal dan sebagainya gitu. Jadi sebelumnya saya memang sudah volunteering mengajar, udah lumayan 3 tahun kebetulan. This is a funny thing, kebetulan saya dapat role ini dan ternyata saya ngajak satu LSM untuk di gunung. Donaturnya itu sama dengan Sokola, gitu, that we did not know before. Jadi ternyata anak-anak di hulu itu sudah kenal sama beberapa anak-anak Rimba yang sudah maju dan ke kota gitu. Jadi for me it's a blast that I get to play this. I get to meet up with Butet Manurung myself karena dia kasih banyak sekali pengetahuan lebih bagaimana caranya untuk, tadinya kan nyaris nyerah gitu, kayak aduh ini kayaknya nggak bisa dibawa kemana-mana, I cannot fight against the government, you know, like this and that. And so, tapi dia yang kasih tahu kalau if you have goodwill, everything will go through gitu. Jadi film ini juga sebenarnya sangat inspire me as well gitu. Jadi selain kabutetnya, main film ini semakin nggak patah semangat untuk terus kasih pengetahuan untuk mereka yang membutuhkan sih. In other way around juga saya dapat banyak sekali pelajaran dari mereka gitu. Jadi cerita ini applicable juga ke hidup saya aslinya. Gitu sih.
Good luck translating that.
I can answer the second question.
Prior to the movie, she was working as a volunteer teacher for 3 years in Cisadane. Cisadane is the upstream area of Jakarta, and as we know that Jakarta is always gets the flood, etc., etc. But and because Jakarta is the downstream, hence she wanted to know what's happening actually in the upstream, which is in Cisadane, and so she taught in Cisadane for 3 years. It already made her interested in the role of Butet Manurung. And it's so lucky that apparently the donator of the Cisadane group is also the donator for Sokola, Sokola Rimba. And it's just a coincidence that she was also offered the job and she met Butet Manurung. She said that she almost gave up because she could not do anything with this Cisadane, the NGO. However, Butet herself inspired her. So that you cannot give up. If you've got goodwill, you can break through. And by playing Butet's role, it's also actually teaching you yourself as a person. And then so playing the role and meeting Butet herself has been an inspirational journey for Pia.
I couldn't remember all that. Did we have another question down here? Sorry, that's right. I remember there was a third hand up. Damn, I couldn't remember all that.
Hi, thank you for your performance. It was really inspiring. My first question, when you had to prepare for the role of Butet, because you had to talk in terms of like language and the accents, how did you prepare for the dialect? Was it Sumatran?
No, it's Rimba language.
Oh,
Even,
Rimba.
even Jambi people, like, you know, the village outside Rimba, they couldn't really understand the Rimba language. the
All
Jambi
right.
language.
So you had to
Learn.
so you have to learn and like get training.
Yes.
How long did it take you?
Okay. See, first of all, it's not only about the language, because like everything was scripted before. I mean, yeah. Mas Riri, the director and writer, he adapted from Butet's Manurung's book to become a script. But then, like, of course, he cannot like really film everything was in the book. So he took like the main part from the book to put it in script. And there are some Rimba language already written down in the script. But the thing is, I was thinking I cannot just only memorize only these lines that I have to see to the kids. First of all, it's because Mas Riri wanted to, the director wanted to use the real local people to play. We have several obstacles to that because, first of all, they cannot really trust us that wear shirts already, because for them, like, what are these people coming to our jungle? Are they going to take our land as well? Are they going to fool us again? Like, are they going to like take our life away, or they're going to shoo us away from the jungle and like make us living in the city, which that's not what they wanted. And so I have to sort of gain their trust. And the second of all, people before they got married, there's no like strata, you know, like let's say 2-year-old kid and like 15-year-old person, if they're not married, they're all still the same. In Indonesian, you know, ada mas, kak, but that didn't like really apply to that. So the only person that got this title, which is Bu Guru, or the teacher, is only Butet Manurung. And I'm like really nobody there. And how could I have them calling me Bu Guru? You know, that's like the highest thing that in the Rimba want to be called. Even the teachers, the temporary teachers, they would not call these teachers Bu Guru. It's only Kabutet that got, you know, been called that. So then I was like, how are they going to be able to call me Bu Guru? Well, they're not actors, you know, they've never seen TV before, and this and that. So my approach, like, I have to be able to speak with them, to speak their language, to live how they live, to eat whatever they eat. And so, and I don't want to learn this language from someone that learned from them, you know, which is like the city people, whatever. So I decided they're going to be my teachers. So I want to gain their trust by learning something from them. So it's not like, I'm gonna teach you. No, please teach me something. Accept me in your world, you know. So I decided, I asked my Sriri, like, if you wanna have preparation in the jungle, please let me in as well, because I wanna interact with them. But then they were like, yeah, but you know, you don't really have to, da-da-da. And I was like, I want to, because you can see in the screen if you have a gap between you and the other actors, which is, this is like, these are not real actors, they're like real kids there. So I was like, no, I want to get in there, I want to be able to talk with them, because the kids and the older people, they cannot speak Indonesian, they don't know, they don't understand, maybe they understand a little bit, they would not, but they would not say it back in Indonesian. So for me, that was like a really good experience, because then it was just like, you know, you go to a country where you don't know the language, you don't know anything, but you have to be able to communicate with them. But then after a while, you're forced to somehow be able to communicate with them. At the end of the day, it was like, I think 3 weeks before, I went to the jungle for 3 weeks before the shooting. After I get out from the jungle, luckily I was able to understand them and able to speak with them. So I saw what was in the script. It was like, this is not right, you know, like, so I really know like the real language. Even during shooting, everyone's like, if they want to speak with the kids or with the older people, they call me like, Bibi, can you translate for me? I'm like, okay, sure, you know. So yeah, I blend in with them. So yeah, I learned their language.
So with actors like Beinda and Bungo, so they couldn't speak Indonesian fluently?
Bungo already able to speak Indonesian because he was one of the, I think the third generation of Butet's real student. And he's already able to go outside, like defend their land already, but reading, it's still somehow not that fluent because like, if let's say you're riding a bicycle and you don't ride for so long, of course it's gonna like, not very fluent. But he's already able to speak Indonesian, though if he's speaking with me or if he knows that these people understand Rimba language, he would rather to speak Rimba language, the jungle language, than Indonesian.
So, just a quick one. So overall, your experience was summed up in the last line of the movie, which is they didn't really learn from you, but you also learned from the experience as well.
Yes, that's true. If I want to tell what was going on with me in the jungle, it was a lot of for me shocking experience. But then again, I learned so many things. Like, let's say about hair ticks. For them it's normal. Like all creatures that have hairs have to have ticks. Dogs have different ticks. Like the boar, babi hutan have different ticks. Human have different ticks. So for them it's normal, and for them it's fun. They could do rock paper scissors, and then the loser would pick it up, and they still do that, and then they eat it, like the Japanese back then people. And for them it's a normal thing because it's natural. And so then I had to be friends with the ticks because as a city person, of course, oh my god, tick, you want to get away. But the thing is, there are some scenes where I have to sleep with them. I have to pet, and I have to cuddle with them and stuff. If I'm not friends with ticks, then it's going to be a big border between us both. So yeah, all the crew's like, "P, what are you doing?" I'm trying to be friends with ticks here. And then the funny thing is, once they found the mother of tick, they would put it in my hair. I was like, "No, don't!" And then they would be like, "But why? But why you don't want it?" I was like, "Oh, I cannot say that's nasty." Of course I cannot say that because that's part of their tradition. I was like, how do I give the reasons to them? I'm like, no, because I don't have a lot of siblings like you do. If I go back home, nobody would look for my ticks. And so now all the kids they felt sorry for me because I only have one sister. She's here right now. She lives in Perth as well. And but they have a lot of siblings. Of course, in the jungle they don't have cinemas or TV. What they do is always making kids, So, so they have a lot of siblings. Now that's something fun to do for them. And then once I told them I don't really have family, my dad already passed away. I only live with my mom. My sister's not around. So they start feeling sorry for me. So they stopped giving ticks to me because they felt sorry for me. But then there are some other crews. I was like, give it to him. He has 10 siblings. So with that, it was really a lot of fun. Eat the boars, snakes, apa namanya? Whatever you can find in the jungle. It was a lot of experience there. Yeah, it's fun.
Do we have any other questions?
Hand up. Go to that one.
On the way up. Oh, for God's sake.
Maybe just.
I know I need exercise.
Do you know what happened to the real Bungo? The real, not the actor one, the other one, the real one?
Yeah. So in the book, if you might want to read the book, it's also available in English. The real name is Gentar in the book, and all the names they're adapted because they cannot use other people's name. They have to use their own name. So Bungo in there, he's playing Gentar if it's in the book. The Tumanggung's name, the head of the village name, they have to have a different, their own names because then it's taboo to use some other people's names, especially if they're already dead or playing the character as they're sick. For them, it's oh my God, we're praying for them to get sick or to be dead or what, So the real people, the real person name is Gentar, and he's one of the teacher as well right now. So the first batch of Butet's teachers right now already become a teacher for for the jungle. So she doesn't have to be there all the time. She has like the next generation to teach their people again.